the one actor who I'd be terrified in this actual world. you already have that, don't you?
Man, I already knew it. Yeah. Jimon Hansu, man, the loudest actor in Hollywood. What? You know he's gonna die.
He's gonna die quick.
Quiet Place, as you so quickly corrected me earlier.
Added on.
Two.
Added on to.
No, it must be made clear. I don't want those two to get confused.
That's
It wasn't so long ago that the first Quiet Place was out. Actually, that movie got a lot of attention for having a very clever take on the monster flick. You know what they did was and the apocalypse too.
Yeah. These
creatures took over the earth because they killed us, tried to wipe out the human species because we talk too goddamn much.
You're too loud.
You're too shut up. Shut the
ripped us apart.
Yeah. But yeah, man, they wiped the population out except for a few survivors that were left behind who have to get by very, very carefully by, of course, being quiet. Yeah. Everything that they have to do is a very clever take on a horror film, horror sci-fi, apocalyptic film.
Yes.
And it was very artistic too, in a way.
Yeah.
So a lot of people thought that at the time. They said, and even they were saying, this is a one and done. Why do we need to go in and tell this story again? We've said everything we had to say.
Because that money.
But then that money came in. And John Krasinski, who's the director, was like, I'd like to keep my integrity. Like, oh, what the a check?
We made how much back? Yes. I'll do another one.
Signed by you goddamn right you making a sequel.
Yeah.
So, of course, we had the inevitable sequel for this because it did so well.
It did.
And as we were saying, it was a story that said what it had to say. It was done. A lot of times when you tell a really damn near perfect story and a damn near perfect movie, it's best to leave it alone.
Yeah, typically.
So is making a sequel doing more harm? Will they actually ruin it? Or, after watching this trailer, are we excited to see this world again? Let's go ahead and take a look at this trailer for A Quiet Place 2. So what'd you think?
No, man. Here's the thing. Like, I really enjoyed A Quiet Place. I'm a sucker for a good creature feature.
Oh yeah.
I think it's sometimes where it's we don't often get a good one. Often. So when that one came out, I loved it. It was one of my favorite movies of 2017. But it was a good one and done. I was like, okay, we can move on from this. But at the same time, everything that they're showing here, this looks cool. Looks like a natural evolution. You have to start doing new things. You're going to be in a new environment. We're mobile now. We're no at the farmhouse anymore. Introducing new characters and looks like a new type of threat where it's like similar to something like The Walking Dead or a lot of post-apocalyptic fiction. Now you have the alien element, whatever the horror element is.
Yeah.
Now I got to deal with humans now, and how are they? How have they started to interact with this alien species, but also other people too? Like that's cool. At least you're adding new things to it.
This is a great trailer.
Yeah.
They put together a great trailer, man. And and I think the cool thing that they did here is like, all right, you know what? Everybody knows what the creatures look like now. There's no use in trying to keep them hidden or anything. Since they've done that, now that we know what the creatures look like, now that they can focus on action here. They can focus on action. And I like the way that they've gone in because The Quiet Place was for great reasons. For inappropriate reasons, it was kind of slow moving because everybody kind of had to tiptoe around everything.
Exactly.
But now that the creatures are out there, now that we're also doing somewhat of a setup showing what the world was like before, John Krasinski can go in and show how he is at directing action. Like that shit with the bus right there.
Yeah, I love it.
I like the way the creature's driving the bus.
Hold on, let me kick you. Damn it. It's just struggling. No, I love that whole sequence, how it just seems to be at least for one shot. And then like all the reversal and everything, like it's a lot going on. It's like, okay, this is some really cool cinematography and just acting in general. I love stuff like that.
Yeah. Like this when they do this that seems to be the thing right now, the one shot.
Yeah.
doing things with one shot. But that's that's a brilliant way to get people into this trailer.
Exactly.
But one of the things about the trailer that I really like is that they're giving you just enough glimpses of the creature. You know what they look like, but still, let's not just show you everything. Let's make them threatening, but also give you glimpses of how they are going to use them within certain scenes. You know, like right here where they, you know, they're giving you like scenes how they show them, tracking these people down, stalking them.
Yeah.
And you know
Tearing
what?
things apart too.
Tearing things apart.
In the background.
And the thing is, man, I had to watch this trailer twice to catch all of the creatures in there.
Yeah.
Because it's going so fast. Everything's moving much more quicker than it was in the first movie, at least going by the trailer, that you don't even see some of these scenes with the creatures. Did you see that scene where one of those creatures just picked up and just threw this fool across the field?
No,
look
I
at
missed
this.
that one.
Get your look at this.
Oh yeah.
Get your ass out the way. Did y'all see that? Look. He didn't even try to eat this man. No. I'd rather you just kill me instead of making me look stupid. Like, look at this. Get the out the way.
Across the screen. Got some Killing Murphy's reaction. It's like, oh shit, people flying around.
Just made that man look stupid. Look at these legs.
Yeah. Ragdolled them.
Yeah, you know what? I guess what I'm afraid of with this though is that we are getting into things that we've already seen. The first Quiet Place was so successful because of its original take.
Yeah.
On the creature feature, as you said, and it's when you watch that, when there's it's not doing anything really new, but it was just such a clever premise.
Yeah, I mean, so often films have to rely on dialogue.
Yeah.
And what sold that movie is the fact that there was so little dialogue, and you have to pay attention. It made it more tense. It made it more scary for audiences.
Yeah. It was so little dialogue, but I didn't stop little dumbasses from making noise. I mean, I gotta tell you, this is one of those movies that just makes you hate children. Yeah.
Stupid, and they're loud.
Somebody tried to put me on a guilt trip. Like, oh, that little boy, like, f that kid, man. Y'all remember that scene? That little kid. How long has this kid been with this family? How many times has he been told? Shh.
So many times.
Shut the f up. Do you want to die? And he didn't give a f at all. Pulled out the loudest toy they could find. I like the way the creature even looking at him.
You know what's gonna happen, right?
Hey, you want to race? Come on, John. Hey, I didn't even let you get a head start. Come on. F you and your kid.
And I bet, like, John Krasinski's like, God damn it, I have to do this because the wife's looking at me right now, and she'll be so mad if I don't try. But we know that kid's dead.
Everybody knows that kid is dead, man. And nobody. It's probably just the mom. Played by what's her name?
Emily Blunt.
It's probably Emily Blunt who just wants him alive because the rest of the family, they're just kind of like, I know this motherfucker didn't. Look at her. She's like, and she even looking like, again.
Yeah. Especially because in that scene, previously, she took out the batteries from that toy to make it quiet.
Yeah.
And his little dumbass put him right back in.
Put him right back in.
All right, we know what you're doing.
Shit, that little kid probably wasn't made for the world, even when the creatures weren't there.
Nah, he was gonna go out some way.
He was gonna walk in front of a bus or something.
Yep.
You know, John Krasinski, he's even mad running over there. Look at him. This motherfucker. God damn it.
He's gonna beat the shit out of that kid before the monster does.
Yeah.
One way or another, that kid was gonna die. Either John Krasinski's gonna beat the shit out of him, or that monster was gonna get him.
You said not made for this world.
Nope.
Yeah. That's where he's run over there. He's like, you know what? That monster better get you before I do. Because I'm going to choke your little ass. I'm going to make it slow. Nah, man. You know, that one was that was such a great movie, man.
Yeah.
And the reason why I'm bringing this movie up and talking about the originality of it is because now we're getting into themes of the apocalypse and the creature features that we've kind of seen before.
Sure.
You know, one of the things that we're seeing is with this being a sort of kind of prequel, where we're seeing how the world is going into chaos right when the creatures start attacking. You know, that's something that we see a lot of, man. You know, we see that in zombie films. We actually see it with movies that are very similar to this. Everybody was talking about how much Bird Box was coming out right after Quiet Place. They're just trying to cash in. Well, if you notice, it looks like A Quiet Place is trying to cash in on what Bird Box did. You know, the beginning where they had the cars and they had that big car chase and the big exploding set piece and whatnot. So, you know, we see that a lot. So that's one of the things that I'm kind of worried about. Are we going to start getting into these themes that we see over and over again in the movie that was so original before? Right down to what you said, talking about how, you know, in the movie they were talking about how these people out here, they're not worth saving.
Sure.
So now we're getting into the whole thing of it's not the creatures that are the monsters anymore. It's us now.
We're the Walking Dead.
Yeah.
No, and listen, I'm right there with you. My whole thing is like, even if it's yes, these are themes that we have seen countless times in whether it be films, TV shows, comic book properties, all across the board. But as long as you make it good, as long as you make those elements at least interesting, yes, they can be familiar, but just don't feel the need to just you know, be kind of lazy with it.
Well, I have confidence in this, in that, you know, we're getting back John Krasinski.
Yeah.
You know, you look at that face, you forget how big this motherfucker is, man.
Isn't he like, yeah, he is. Isn't he like, he's like 6'4" or something like that? He's like tall and he's good looking and everything.
Tall and obviously very muscular too.
Yeah.
You know, wouldn't it be funny if I would love to see a person like look at John Krasinski and start a fight with him. Man, this goofy mother right here, I can beat his ass. And then he gets up, he takes his hands off. Shit, I'm sorry, sir.
Does this one of these? Bonk.
Don't let this goofy ass chin and smile for you.
To put you at ease, and then you find out later.
It's a good thing. It's almost good that those creatures couldn't see.
Yeah.
Because they saw that running up on him, they're like, shit,
I'm
sorry. But, you know, with him coming back,
yes,
have more confidence.
Yeah, absolutely.
In this, I don't think that he would really want to do a bad follow-up.
No,
you know?
And he seems to have a passion for horror because he's done other films before, which I've never been a big fan of. A lot of like kind of like dramedy type stuff, but like, he seems to. I mean, again, this is like his baby. This is what I think brought him to prominence as a director. So I would hope that he is very careful with this.
Yeah, same here. Let me ask you something. What do you think about the casting here?
Oh, with I always mispronounce his name, but is it Cillian or Killian?
I think you could say Cillian Murphy.
I'm going to say Cillian Murphy.
Go with Cillian Murphy.
I always love seeing him in something new. I think he's one of the more underappreciated actors of the last few years. And so, because he could go either way. He could either be someone that is like so compassionate and you just fall in love with, or he could be really creepy as fuck. And so I kind of like that we don't really know who this guy is. Like when he first meets him, at least in the trailer, he seems to be helping him, but we don't know if he has alternative motivations.
No,
I think that's interesting. He looks like he's been out there a while.
It took me a while to even recognize that was Cillian Murphy.
That
man.
beard, yeah.
It's that beard because Cillian Murphy's pretty.
Yeah,
Cillian Murphy's
he's very handsome.
Pretty motherfucker. No,
but he's also kind of like he's got that kind of Benedict Cumberbatch, almost salamander look to him too. Again, you don't know what his side he's gonna be on.
Yeah, and you say handsome. I said pretty.
Okay.
Ever since I saw him in this movie a long time ago called Breakfast on Pluto, and in that movie he's a cross-dresser. Or he's a transvestite. And I was just like, yeah, exactly, I was just kind of like, man, ever since I don't see a man anymore. Well, he's got I see a chick whenever I look at him.
You know, the one actor who I'd be terrified in this actual world. you already have that, don't you?
Man, I already knew it. Yeah. Jimon Hansu, man, the loudest actor in Hollywood. But you know he's gonna die.
He's gonna die quick.
Look, you see when he put away those kids in that clay? Look, he wants to yell right there.
He really does. He's like,
it's going to be okay. Just don't talk very loud.
This is the most challenging role ever, to not say anything.
He wants to look at it, he wants to scream right there.
Oh, he does. He screams with his eyes.
This dude is one of the loudest.
That's how he's gonna go out in the movie.
That's him just ordering shit at McDonald's. You forgot my fries! My fries! I think overall, even though a lot of this might seem familiar, if the movie, I echo what you said, man. You know, it doesn't matter if you're repeating the same themes over and over again. It doesn't matter if you are doing something, you know, as far as tropes go that we've seen over and over again. It's how you do it.
How you do it, always.
And if this movie's nearly as good as this trailer, then I think we'll be fine.
No, exactly.
I'm
totally
looking
agree.
forward to it very much. I know a lot of people out there are looking forward to this too. When is this coming out? When
March.
March.
Just March. I don't think they have a specific date for it. Just March.
There it is. March. So right around the corner.
Yeah, spring movie.
Spring movie. So we thought it might be cool to quickly go through and give you guys some movies to watch before this comes out that have clever takes on the senses. And let me see. And there's quite a few movies out there like that. We already named one that was pretty obvious, and I'm not going to even dwell on this one too much. Bird Box is the obvious go-to. That's the one where if you look at the creatures, you commit suicide.
Yeah.
Negroes will make a dance out of anything. Out of anything. Do you remember the Bird Box dance?
No.
It was the Bird Box challenge. It's like you dance for a little bit, then you take your blindfold off, and then you snap your own neck. You know what I'm saying?
In that fucking party,
It's the first time I'm seeing this. I mean, at least they're not causing anyone else harm, so I actually prefer this.
No, they're just killing themselves. You know?
Yeah, that's fun.
It's the last dance they'll ever do.
That's fun.
Chad is laughing about this. Yeah, hey, man, I thought it was crazy, too. The movie had just come out on Netflix. They had this dance ready the next day.
right in that fucking party,
Just died.
Yeah, just died.
Natural causes, funny enough, actually.
She died like a Muppet.
Yeah. Spine just snapped backwards. It's the dance that actually did it.
Now let's get into some movies that you might have heard of, but maybe hadn't seen for a while. But watching A Quiet Place, when I saw that, it immediately made me want to go and rewatch this movie from 1990. You know which one it is? You will.
19, okay.
$5 for this. 20.
Not Eggshed, no. No, I love Tremors, man.
They killing like we ran out of black people.
Yeah. I don't think they even have black people in this movie.
No, they didn't. That's why they went for the Asian.
You're slightly dark.
Gave his ass an undignified death, too. Tremors, 1990. This is the one where you could say it had a take on the sense of touch.
Exactly.
Yeah, this is the one where out in the desert there was these giant worms and
Graboids.
Graboids is what they call them. Yeah, graboids. Like they graboid of that Asian right there.
Aptly named.
They ate cars and everything, man.
Yeah.
And the thing that got to them, alerted them that their prey was around, was the sense of vibration.
Exactly.
You couldn't move. You had to stand in one place. Even that old guy that we saw at the beginning right there, the creatures didn't even kill him. He just starved to death up there.
Yeah. It's like you get nothing to do. Yeah. You
He didn't want to come down. Yeah.
Exposure. Smart.
Yeah. That was a really fun movie because it's not just a horror movie. It's actually, when you go see it, it was a comedy. It was a hard comedy. Yeah.
They needed to make fun of this because, one, they didn't have like the budget to do something as spectacular as like Aliens or anything. I mean, there's some shots like this is just goofy. But yeah, they struck the right tone. They had some comedic depths.
Yeah.
Some people were just dumb in this movie. Just like, I want these giant worms to eat you. And they did.
And they did.
People threw tires and things. Just really goofy, fun stuff.
Yeah.
This is the kind of one. They had a lot of fun with this movie.
Yeah, man. And it's, like I said, it's a goofy film, man. They know it.
They know it.
In fact, they even got goofier with it. Like the worms grew chicken legs, man. Look at those effects, man.
That effect's terrible. They're not on screen
If
whatsoever.
you noticed, they copied and pasted those, man. They're all moving it.
After Effects.
After Effects, yeah. They're all. If you notice, they're all kind of doing the same movement.
Look, they just changed the direction of them.
Yeah.
Same model.
They knew it was a B movie from the beginning. They embraced it, and it's a fun movie. You should definitely watch it. One of my favorite movies that had a clever take on sight or lack thereof was a movie from 1961 that you saw with Audrey Hepburn, Wait Until Dark. He just with it.
He's just doing a lot in this movie.
He's like, oh God, no. Like, yeah, you ain't gonna do shit.
Well, they underestimated it.
Yeah, this is a clever movie, man. This woman's a witness to a murder. Now, she couldn't see, but she heard something.
Right.
And the killers are just toying with her. Like, she can't see, but they're in her home the whole time.
It's a bottle film.
Yeah.
See, she got that guy.
You're like, shit, I should have drank before I started chasing her.
Like, oh, God. Take my hands to the knife.
Yeah, she pulled that Cosby ass, that Cosby on his ass, made him look like she roofied him.
It looks like it. He's having a stroke. We're in mid-stroke in this scene.
Where is it? Where is it? Oh, God!
Wait until dark. Yeah, people, it's a really good movie, man.
Yeah.
And I think I've seen a take on this before, but this is something where they did it very well.
Yeah, I mean, this is the one that this is the original at the very least.
It's a movie where you're not rooting for the villains, but you are watching moments where they're moving around her, and it's kind of like, oh shit, I want you to get caught, but don't bump into her. Yeah. And
it's tense.
It's very tense. Alan Arkin.
Yeah, he's the main guy.
Yeah,
villain.
You might know Alan Arkin here. He's a young Alan Arkin. You've seen him before. You've seen him in many films. But you've probably seen the older one. Here he plays like a killer hipster. So
sunglasses in the dark. Why are you wearing glasses inside? Sunglasses.
Yeah,
ridiculous.
like both blind.
Yeah. That's why he's stumbling around.
He's bumping into more shit than she is. Yeah. But yeah, man, you should watch it. It's very good. Another movie that's similar, and I would even say it's similar to Wait in the Dark, but it's also similar to A Quiet Place. If you just take the creatures out and replace them with a crazy old white dude, is Don't Be Afraid. I'm sorry, Don't Breathe. Don't Breathe. From 2016.
That hair trigger.
I actually really love this movie. Now, I understand that you had problems with the ending, and I can see that.
Yeah. Well, it's just on a technical level, I think this film is great. Like, I love all the sequences that they create and the tension they build up, and the idea of, like, this blind man who just lives in this house, he would know every single nook and cranny of it. It would make sense. He would need to.
Yeah.
And that's what makes it so effective. While these other people do not.
Yeah.
And they're trying to escape him. They can't make any sound.
It's one of those movies where you with the wrong person.
Exactly.
Yeah. The group of kids are young people. They think they can go into his house and rob him, so they can like leave the city and leave them their miserable small lives. And they're like, well, we heard this old dude has money in the house and he's blind too. I mean, how hard can it be? And little they know, like not only does he know every nook and cranny of his house, but he's hitting guns all around everywhere, and he's crazy.
Yep, that too.
He doesn't give a. He's crazy, and the thing is, the clever take on this is that you've broken into the home of what is probably a maniac, but you're on his property. So,
no, exactly. He knows it better than anybody.
Yeah, it's like Stand Your Ground, the movie. Final movie right here that you might want to check out, also from 2016, is this movie, which takes a turn or a clever take on hearing. And instead of the creature being deaf, or even the antagonist being deaf, it is the victim that is deaf, and like Wait Until Dark is being stalked in her home by a guy, and she has to use every other sense. She has to be very clever about what she's doing because she cannot hear when this guy is showing up. See, you already know he's stupid.
Yeah. He wants to play with his food.
He's slow.
Yeah.
You couldn't run up there and shut that door. I grabbed that door, and he's slow. He should have been at the door. The door wide open.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I guess he's toying with it.
Yeah, it's the thing. It's like that makes the game more interesting for him. He wants a challenge.
Yeah.
But he just up.
Yeah, another major.
Yeah. No, I love this movie. This was also one of Mike Flanagan's first films. Guy who did Dr. Sleep most recently. I believe.
Yeah, I think more people saw this movie than they actually saw Dr. Sleep.
Sadly, yeah, it is true. But no, Hush is a great film.
Yeah, people. So if you are wanting a fix before we get to A Quiet Place or A Quiet Place 2, go watch some of these films. They're actually really good.
Yeah.
And they're a lot of fun. And not all of them have creatures or monsters in the I guess the creature sense. Some of the creatures and the monsters are actually humans here. But it really these are all clever takes on how do you do something where either the creature or the victims are trying to get by with only one sense to rely on.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or a lack of a sense.
A lack of a sense. So yeah, check these out, people. And if you have anything else to recommend to us that go along with this theme, then let us know.
Please share.
You know where to find us. You know where the comment sections are. You know where we're streaming all the time. You know we're posting videos. So let us know. We'd love to hear from you. Go to dtmerch.com. Buy some shit.
Perfect.
And believe me, there's plenty of shit on there for y'all to
There's
buy.
a lot.
Yeah.